Now, we see Isaac near death. He is dying and knows the time is now to call upon his sons. Today we have items such as written will and other legal documents that helps dictate where physical material and other items will go at the time of death. However, during this period time it was customary for the individual to call everyone involved into the room and explains where everything was going to go. This customary is witnessed in the first verse as Isaac calls in only his oldest son. He calls him my son upon when he responds, here I am. Isaac tells his son that he doesn't know how much longer he has to live. We learned in chapter 26 at the end of it anyway about Esau's marriage to the Canaanite wives caused Isaac and Rebekah's lives to be bitter. But Isaac favors Esau over Jacob, which may come as surprising. While both sons are loved by both parents, Rebekah has a favorite, and so does Isaac. Maybe Isaac favors Esau because of his personality, as he likes to hunt. There could be a reason why Isaac summons in just Esau. And we could speculate maybe he already knows the birthright has been sold from Jacob. Or maybe he thought that Rebekah would try to intervene. But we don't truly know what the case may have been. This can probably be seen like a last will type of situation, as he wants to share delicious food with his son before he dies. There's a bit of a twist though, as we find out Rebekah is listening to the conversation. But it gets better. We are not sure how she came about overhearing the conversation, whether she was spying on Isaac or maybe she walked by and heard the conversation, but there does appear to be manipulation within the family. We don't have to look very far than the last chapter, with the birthright being given over as a form of manipulation. Upon hearing the conversation, Rebekah goes to Jacob and explains what she overheard. And she will do whatever she has to do for Jacob to receive the blessing. This is something that most of us can agree on, as the inheritance should be divided up, maybe not however he sees fits, but it should be divided up among the other children. Rebekah has a plan of her own as she tells Jacob to go and get some game and prepare it. Rebekah has the idea that if Jacob cooks the food and Isaac loves the meal, then he will eat and be blessed and bless Jacob. Jacob has concerns about the plan because of the way the two are put together, and he has concerns of being caught. He doesn't want to make a fool of his dad. Jacob fears having a curse put upon him, as this would be a form of manipulation. But Rebekah reassured him not to worry, and if he found out, the curse would follow her. She commanded him to go forth and do as she instructed. Jacob listens and goes forth and brought back the animals requested, and the food was prepared. The food was prepared by Rebekah. The manipulation doesn't stop there, as Rebekah takes the best clothes and puts them on Jacob. This is important to know because Isaac doesn't see well, but he can feel, so the trickery goes beyond deceit with food. She takes the food that she had prepared, put it with bread, and gives it to Jacob. And Jacob takes the food into Isaac and tells him, here I am. He lies to his dad. He says, I am your firstborn. He goes on and tells him that I have done as you told me, as you have instructed me. Isaac is not buying into the situation, as he is suspicious, and he questions Jacob. Isaac asks, how have you prepared this so quickly? Jacob gives credit to God, even though Isaac is hard of seeing. He wants Jacob to come near so he can fill him. Doesn't appear that Isaac truly trusts what is being said, so much so that he explains. The voice is Jacob's, but the feeling in the hands are Esau. Remember, Rebekah not only gave him the clothes, but this prepared the hands in such a way Isaac wouldn't be able to notice. So she was fully prepared. The hands were hairy just like Esau, so even though it was not his voice, Isaac was fooled by the hair on his hands, so he was blessed. This is kind of a sad story, because you're seeing a family manipulating one another. and Isaac is dying. Are you my son? Jacob responds, I am. He wants Esau to bring him the food so he can eat of the game. Jacob did so. He brought him the food and the wine, and Isaac did drink. Isaac wants Jacob to kiss him, which was a part of a formal ceremony during this period of time and served as confirmation of Isaac blessing Jacob, even though it was originally meant to be passed down to Esau. Jacob does kiss his dad, and his dad is fooled by the smell, as the smell is of the outdoors. Jacob leaves the room, but as he does, Esau arrives with the game that his dad had requested of him, and he prepares the food. And he goes in and tells his dad to arise and eat so that he may be blessed. This had to be confusing because he had just ate. Isaac had just ate from whom he thought was Esau, but now here is Esau. Isaac is confused and asks, Who are you? Esau responds, I am thy son, my firstborn Esau. This infuriates Isaac as he begins to tremble and asks, Who is it then, the whole game? And brought it to me? He knows something is not right. Esau too cries out to his dad to bless him. Bless me, my father. He has done everything requested of him to this point, and now his blessings may be taken away from him. Or he may see his blessings go to someone else as a form of deception. Now, Isaac knows that it was Jacob that came pretending to be any Esau, and explains that your brother has taken away your blessing. We're not sure at this point if Isaac knows that Rebekah was involved, but we do know that this is not a pleasant situation to be a part of. Isaac doesn't like what Jacob has done, but the transaction has been completed and cannot be reversed. This is an important lesson for us today, as we do need to have proper legal agreements in place in case the unfortunate comes. Having a will in place helps when situations like this come about. And while there are times when situations are still present and wills are challenged, but legal preparations make it less likely to occur, I think we can say Esau is rightfully upset at his brother, as he has cheated him 2 times. First, he took away his birthright, now, then he takes away his blessing from Isaac, the blessing his dad reserved for him. Obviously, Jacob is the exact opposite of his brother, as he is more cunning and conniving. This doesn't mean that Esau doesn't have this in him, but he has yet to show it, at least to this degree. Isaac responds that there isn't much he can do, and asks, What can I do for you, my son? This is a big question. What can you do at this point in time? It was not uncommon for more than one child to be blessed, but it was different for Isaac because he had planned for Esau to have all the blessings that he had to give. This apparently hurt Isaac, and Esau lifted up his voice and asked, Have you but one blessing, my father? This shows that Jacob was not to have any blessing, which illustrates how much Isaac loved Esau. Isaac does offer up a few blessings over the next several verses, including living the life of a nomad who wanders the places of the earth, including away from the dew of heaven and the fat of the land, which is exact opposite of the blessing that he had given to Jacob, as Jacob was to go to heaven. Isaac will live by the sword and service his brother, but one day he will grow restless and break away from Jacob's rule. Here is Esau truly having hatred for his brother, and he vows to kill Jacob after the death of Isaac. The days of mourning for my father are at hand, that I will slay my brother Jacob. And these are harsh words from one brother to another, regardless of what generation or what period of history you live in. Killing your brother does carry a lot of implications. We go back to the story of Cain and Abel earlier in the book of Genesis. We see Cain slaying Abel, which is why Cain was cast out and made to wander the earth. And it appears that Esau will live the same type of life, and he appears to be on his way to committing the same sin of Cain.